Back at it, one of the trashy parks. I'm doing a little more comparison this time. I got the F19 and the Etrac. I marked a bunch of targets with the F19 and the little small football coil. It's actually the coil for the F70, but it seems to work fine on the F19. Everything I marked is, I thought had a potential to be a coin of some type, or silver ring or whatever, anything that I thought were good targets. So I marked them. I'm gonna go dig them out with the Etrac and see how they compare again. I marked this target as a possible zinc target on the F19. It hit it fairly decent. Here's the Etrac. Getting a lot of nulling. Can't really pick anything up there. It looks like a lot of iron readings. So even with this Andy pattern, I probably would not have found this target. See if I can figure out what it is here. Right in there. Let's see if we can dig it out. It's not looking good on the E-track. It looks like it's just trash or iron. F19, it gave a diggable signal, so let's find out. E-track pretty much seen it as all iron, so we'll go with that and see what we come up with. Pinpoint's real super big too, so expect to find out. F19 said possible coin. The ground's almost muddy. I like it. It's raining a lot. So we can sort this mess out. Okay. Huge, big old square piece of rusty iron. There's something else down here. And it's possible that the F19 was falsing on it, calling it, a good target. Still something in the hole. Got to be careful. I know it's real. It's pretty amazing now. Now I don't know what to think on that one. Like I said, I got a diggable signal on the F19, and there was this big huge steel, but there was also a screw cap underneath it, which would have been about the reading the F19 was given. I think it was off to the side a little bit. It was over here, and but still there was in fact something non-ferrous in there with it. See what else we got. And a little square tab. So I don't know if it's just coincidence that these were in the same hole together, or that in fact the F19 did pick this out, separate it from that. E-Trac's trying to see a coin here. There's trash around it. There's some. Could be a dime. This could possibly be just a shallow dime. Yeah, they're actually shallow copper penny. Here's the next one. Something in the low conductor zone. I'd probably mark this as a nickel on the F19, or something right in the nickel zone. But on the E-Trac it looks a little bit too high to be that. Usually nickels don't come in much above 13. that that was a square tab. I think the Etrac is a little more accurate on that. It called it a little high. Here's one. Etrac's calling it something in pretty much the zinc area. Got a clean signal. I can't get a hit with it here, so on these pin pointers you can do the old trick, like with the Garrett trick or whatever. So if I put something there, just till it's right about there. Now I know the target's right there. I can dig just a small little plug. Well, it's acting deeper, it's acting like a screw cap now. That's just a little, seems like it's a little too deep to be a zinc. Could be wrong though. No, it was a zinc. It was a lot deeper than I thought. I thought it was going to be like 2 inches, but usually when you get a zinc reading that shows shallow and it's a lot deeper, it's usually a screw cap, but there it was, zinc penny. Here's one I marked with the F19. To me it's hitting in the pull tab zone, but I marked it with the F19 as probably either a possible nickel or a zinc penny or above. That to me is typical pull tab stuff. Okay, we'll dig it out. We'll see. One of them's off by pretty good amount. Pretty deep, whatever it is. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, it's one of those, I call them square tabs, ain't really square. Be about right. Now the question is there something else in there with it? I'll go back over the hole. In this case, looks like the Etrac was a lot more accurate. Looks like there's something shallower still. That other target may have because I dug a deep plug and maybe I missed the shallow thing. Still looks like a pull tab though. Alright, see what I missed. This was just a little that was right on the surface. These places like this, you have so much junk in here. Sometimes it's hard to get on the same signal. But here's right beside the plug. That could be what I marked with the F19. It's just hard to say. I can't remember. You know, I put out 20 flags, so I don't remember every single thing I marked. But this here's a real iffy one. I'm only getting it one way. Can't get a pinpoint on it yet. It appears to be something real deep, right? Right, this appears to be a real deep high conductor. That's what it's ringing up like. Like I said, this may have been what I hit with the F19. find it. See, I'm getting a hit down there. What is it? Oh, there's a rusty nail. Maybe that's what it was falsing on. Maybe not. Maybe there's a coin in there. I'll recheck it. And here's the next one. This is a pretty clean signal. Numbers are kind of weird though. Kind of high in the iron. Try to pinpoint it right on, then we'll. That should be center. Them readings ain't bad. Usually screw cap zone maybe. Both detectors hit this one, so I would have dug it with both of them. Yep, the screw cap. I wonder why the Etrac had that high iron on that one. Maybe there's a nail around, but that was about accurate. Here's another one I had marked as a possible nickel signal on the F19. Etrac, I'd say for sure it's not a nickel. I think it's either going to be a square tab or just junk. Even though the F19 runs at 19 kilohertz, almost seems like Etrac is more accurate on low conductors. Another square tab. The F19 had it hitting right at 58, 57 where a nickel would come in. Etrac hit it a lot higher, so Etrac was a lot more accurate on that one. Here's one in the zinc area. Thinking this should be a shallow zinc or screw cap. Yeah, there's the zinc penny right there. Here's another one I marked as a 5758, which would be a nickel zone. There's low conductors all over. I think these are just going to be surface square tabs. F19, I would have thought they were nickel zone. There's more than one target down here. More than one low conductor. This is probably gonna be a square. Yep, there you go. It's just a surface square tab. Kind of figured it was. I think there's something deeper right here. Let me re-pinpoint. This is right beside the one I marked. This ain't what I marked. I think it's gonna be the same thing. Just junk. That's what it was, just another square tab. There's another low conductor I marked as a possible nickel because it was hitting at like 58, 57, right where nickels come in. This is probably going to be another surface square tab. Yep. Okay. Another square tab. I'll tell you, the Etrac is a lot more accurate, it seems like, on these low conductors. It's calling every one of them in the same zone. And like I said, the F19, all these were 57, 58s. They weren't jumping into 59 or 60 or even 56. They were real solid nickel signals. So far the Etrac is really killing it in low conductors in accuracy. It's a lot more accurate. A shallow zinc reading. It's almost dead on for what it's going to be. And I'm expecting a surface zinc on this one, or screw cap. Probably a zinc. That's what it was, shallow zinc. Etrac's having a hard time picking this one up. Obviously marked it with the F19, but the Etrac's kind of struggling with this one. I've circled all around the target, and you know, I don't get it any better at any other angle, so we'll see what this is. The F19 hit, the Etrac's having a hard time on. All right. Here we go. It's a surface deal, whatever it is. I mean, so stop. This is just totally masked. Okay, I would understand why I would have a hard time. That is a rusty or a bottle cap, steel bottle cap, but the question is there anything down there, is there a good target that was masked that the Etrac couldn't get that the F19 got? We're going to find out. There is another target a little bit deeper, so we will see. Make the hole too wide. And there is a rusty nail. See if there's anything else close. I'm not seeing anything else. Let me go back over it with the Etrac and see if, now that I got that out of the way. That last one, all I found was that rusty bottle cap and that piece of wire or nail. So Etrac was probably a little more accurate because it was struggling with it and didn't want to hit it real good, whereas I marked it as a possible good target with the F19. This is something more in the nickel zone, but I would think it'd be just a tad high still. You always got to think about the trash factor too. There could be other stuff right around it. But it's looking fairly decent on the Etrac. They're both not the greatest, but it's another square tab. Sometimes when these tabs are broke off, like right there, they'll hit right at a nickel for some reason. This one's bent over a little bit. That's probably why. Here's another low conductor. And my guessing with Etrac, this would no way be a nickel. Probably another square tab. All right. Okay, another square tab. Another shallow target here. Looks like it could be a shallow zinc penny. This is probably going to be a surface find or close to it. This one's a little bit lower than what a zinc would come in, but it could be because it's corroded a little bit. Leave it a couple inches. Yes, there it is right there. Another zinc penny. One more low conductor. I would say without any doubt it's probably not a nickel signal. Because of this trashy park, I wouldn't dig this. Let's see what I've missed, right? Alright, we're going to see what I would have walked over. Here we go. Maybe just a hair deeper. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Another square tab. Here's one just a little bit deeper. Showed it's probably 4 inches down there, maybe. About right. This is kind of gravelly. They like Old English around here, I guess. Another Old English cap. Here's one I can't hardly get with the Etrac at all. I marked it as something diggable with the F19. So, we'll see what it is. Let's see which one done a better job here. Looks like it could possibly be a bigger target. Maybe a little bit bigger plug, but shallow. There's one thing here. Big rusty washer. Okay, so see if there's, but the thing is there any good targets around it or below it, or there is something else down there. Okay, there is something close. There's a pull tab that I'd say was, you know, in the same area pretty much, so it's possible that the F19 seen around that washer. But let's see if there's anything else in there. I don't see anything else, but I'll go back over. I'm still getting some iffy type readings out of that same spot. So we'll dig it out. It's probably gonna be pretty close to the same plug. So it's just a little off, just a little bit. Another piece of rusty bolt, I think. I mean a nut or something, rusty for sure. All right, after those tests, to me the Etrac was quite a bit better at identifying low conductors, separating the square tabs from the I didn't find any nickels, but you know what I mean, separating what should have been a nickel from a square tab. Let me turn this around the wind. And there was a couple possible targets that could have been masked that the F19 found that the Etrac didn't, but I just don't know, you know, or was it a coincidence that there was a non-ferrous item in the same hole. But other than that, the Etrac seems to have a pretty, I would say, huge advantage at identifying nickels over trash. And I mean, that, for some people that ain't no big deal, but if you're out in these trashy parks and you know there's hundreds of targets everywhere, you know, I want something that's accurate. If I'm hunting in a farm field or something, it don't matter, I'll dig it all anyway. But out here, you know, the more accurate the better. So that round, I think the Etrac, it done pretty good. I don't think I would have dug a single one of those square tabs with the Etrac like I did that I marked with the F19. Okay, after I stopped filming, I took the F19 and put on the 11-inch DD coil, and I moved out away from this pavilion and away from that basketball court, and I came up with my very first dig was a deeper nickel, 2 clad dimes, and a wheat penny. So I mean, the F19, it works okay, but I think the Etrac is a little better when it comes to sorting out all the low conductors. It's a little more accurate, so it makes life easier. But like I said, once I got out away from all the trash, away from the pavilion and the basketball court, the F19 did fine again too. Like I said, my first target was a deeper nickel signal, and you know, not doing too bad. In iron, I'm sure the F19 will probably have an advantage over the Etrac.